Hey, it's Friday, July 26th, 2024, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right here on the West Coast. I am Brannon Beliso. This is Success Never Sleeps, where we, as a collective of martial arts school owners, of small business owners, we're trying to figure out this thing called life. We want to be profitable. We want a life balance. We can spend time with our family. We want to grow our retirement. All the things that you should gain and benefit from owning a small business. Because if you don't, then you simply created a job for yourself and you're a terrible boss. You want a company that works for you versus you simply working for it. And I'm super passionate about that in my own personal life and the clients that I work with. Thus is the foundation of Success Never Sleeps. Cool? All right. Let's begin by thanking our sponsors, as we always do, to SA, who supplies the uniforms and equipments to the Olympians, right? Heading out to Paris in Taekwondo. Market Muscles, simply the best in websites. I'm heading out to Las Vegas next week with Steven Reinstein to start pitching Market Muscles websites to the dance studio industry. So I get to share the stage with him at a big convention in Vegas. I'm humbled and honored to do that. My studio, they're on version 2. They moved into Stripe away from WePay for their processing. So just getting better and better and better. They just hooked up. They're now the exclusive software for ATA schools, 600 of them. So I think they just keep growing and growing and growing. Of course, kids love life skills. Talking to a schooler that's been visiting us for 2 weeks, and he's amazed at how extensive our life skills component is. I said, well, I recognized early on that a parent is never going to go to a soccer coach and say, teach my kid focus and discipline. They will walk into a martial arts school and expect and demand it. So to have a systematic, proven way of life skills education in place that works in line with your curriculum, to me, is without parallel. So take a look at Kids Love Life Skills. Reach out to Marco Mazzola. He'll tell you all about it, and get on board with us today. It's done amazing things for us, and it's something that I'm 450 schools worldwide, over a 10-year period. So check that out. And of course, LC Accounting, my sister Letitia, good soul. And I love her to bitch. If she has saved my butt so many times, keeping me in line with my budgets and all the different things. And if you need a great bookkeeper, she's a black belt in Kenpo, which I'm proud to say I tested her, as well as she studies BJJ. Cool. So as you're coming aboard, say hello. Tell me where you're tuning in from. We have Black Dragon Martial Arts, Marty and Beth in Texas. Start putting those questions in. I love questions, right? I was that kid in elementary school who's raising his hand up every 5 seconds going, why is the sky blue? Because it is. Why? Well, because of the molecular structure. Why? To ask questions and ask the right questions, I think, is very empowering. And for me, it's a sign of humility. I mentioned in our group mentoring meeting today that, I'm a learner. I don't want to be a Mr. Know-it-all. For me, it's so useless. And to be a Mr. Know-it-all is going to lead me to a fixed mindset, and I will never grow. Monique, Karate for Girls. Very unique in that they work with women only. So if you're a woman only school owner, and there should be schools like, sorry, I had to sneeze. I think it's fabulous because it's very disruptive. It's very disruptive to somebody be bold enough to create a woman's only martial arts school. Virginia, what's happening? Journey Martial Arts. We're all getting excited. I've had so many school owners reaching out to me going, July's always like this, or July's always like this. They are. Especially where we are now that, and I'm still saying since the pandemic's over, people have money, people are traveling. We have more people on hold, more people out than ever. July at both locations financially is always our most challenging months. They have been historically, and they continue to do so. So we don't spend a lot of time dwelling on that. What we do is save money for a rainy day. We budget properly. We supplement it with day camps, right? And we know right around the corner is August after school starts back up. All of those things come into play. Sunjay, Rita Ranch, martial arts. And so all of those things are going to be coming into play. When it's winter time, I don't complain that it's winter. I put on a winter coat. It's the same thing here. We know July is going to be slow. Save money in the good months, right? Save money in the good months of January, February, March. Save money. Keep it in the bank and budget out for the slow months. Think of a school teacher. right? That school teacher doesn't work from July, from June, July, and August. So they don't get paid. So they make sure whatever they make in those other months, they save. It's the same thing here. Now's the time to be remodeling. Now's the time to buckle down and do the different things. We need to get 2 new air conditioning units. And in my lease, it's on me. It's gonna be like a $40,000 project. But that means you got to come into the school, they got to do work there, they got the work on the roof doesn't matter. But so we have to plan that out. All of these things add up. And I think the wonderful thing about it is when they come back, think of all the people that haven't seen the renovation, Sunjay. And when they come back in September, they're going to go, wow, right? Kaizen, constant improvement, Kaizen. And if you're constantly improving your environment, it's only going to endear your community to you even more. And for me, the matted area is the stage. That's where the magic happens. That's where we teach martial arts. That's where we get people to become believers in what we do. So to upgrade the mats, get rid of all those ratty pads and paddles, replace them. Those leaky Wave Master bags, get them out, put new ones in, on and on and on. I can't express that enough to you. So instead of crying, oh, it's a slow month, and I've been hearing this, I just tell people, stop whining. Stop whining that it's a slow month. You know it's a slow month. Every year in July, it's a slow month. There might be 1 or 2 unicorn schools out there right now, 1 or 2, right, that are having these kickbutt Julys. But overall, the industry as a whole, this is the most slow month of the year. Cool. Hey, what's up, Jason? Babu. There you are, Bob. Glad you're here, sir. So what do we got? Start putting in your questions. I love your questions. Put them in, put them in, put them in. Um, I've been in a state of reflection because I'm just trying to decide for myself personally, what's my next move? What is it that Brannon Beliso wants to do to impact the world? What's my succession plan? Right? I've got a couple of brothers who will eventually take over my schools and it'll become theirs and they'll make the lion's share, but I'll continue to make residual income well into my retirement. Right? So that's there for me on the horizon. Continuing to be an influencer for companies like Market Muscles, my studio. Um, that's been a powerful medium. That's been a powerful medium, and continue what I'm. So I'm kind of in this holding pattern of what's next for Brandon Beliso. I say it every year. We're not going to do It's Time. I'm not going to do this, but here we are. Conrad, Respect Martial Arts. So everybody gets signed up for It's Time Live Purpose. We open it up. People are starting to book. I don't want you to not be one of the 20 people for the 4 days. Make the best investment in yourself, please. Save your pennies. Spend 4 days with me. And I promise you, Dave Kovar will be here. Sam on virtually. Adam Lodi from Kin Creative. And it's going to be an amazing 4 days, as it always is. But I believe 2025 is going to be a challenging year, with the change in government. Who's that going to be, right? We don't know yet. But with the change there, the uncertainty, all that's going to lead into people wanting to find an anchor. So I was really amazed during the pandemic. 750 families leaned into us. They didn't care if it was virtual in a parking lot, wherever. They stayed. They stayed. And I was very thankful for that. But it also taught me the power of culture, just how powerful culture is. As we negotiate this election, don't think it doesn't impact you. It will. It will, as we negotiate that space, all of that. You need to be the anchor. You need to be the beacon of light. So how can you cultivate that in your school? Right? I had a school owner visiting for 2 weeks. He's watched a bunch of classes, and I was able to catch up with him last night. And he came in. He says, "It's just amazing what you guys do. It's just amazing how systematically everybody's included, how systematically, culturally, everybody's made to feel special. Everybody's made to feel valued. And that's who we are. That's what we do. And live your best life. That is our brand promise. So we're always nurturing and cultivating ways to fulfill that. Right down to curriculum design. We were talking about that. You know, it's not what you teach, it's why. And I want this 6-year-old who was able to do a whole form yesterday in a private lesson, and the school owner's going, how in the hell is that possible? Well, because we recognized we love our art of Kempo. We just had to teach it better, teach it in a way that's age specific and skill level specific. Doesn't mean abandoning your art and buying some new program that's shiny and, it doesn't. It really, it's understanding this is my art. I love my art. And my goal is to cultivate it so people can enjoy it like I do. But they can't necessarily learn it the way you did, right? Okay, cool. So put in the link for It's Time Life Purpose, Marco, and do sign up. I highly recommend you come join us. It's so important. We do it in November because it's an amazing opportunity for you to get all your ducks in a row for 2025. And we used to do it twice a year. I can't believe we used to do that. Um, but November, it's so magical. I mean, I love facilitating it. So take a look at that. The link is there. Those of you who are out there, get signed up now. Not yesterday, now. Book the hotel now. All that stuff's in place. And we want you to book that so we can plan the best event ever. The best event ever. So here we are, Q&A today. And again, we love your questions. I'm going to challenge you to share this with somebody right now at Facebook. Get them, get them, get them, get them. Challenge them. Get them on the show. Spread the word of Success Never Sleeps and our disruptive thinking. I know what we do is unlike anything in the martial arts industry, so it often puts us in the line of eyes of criticism. And that's okay. Different strokes for different folks. But the more people that discover us, like Sun Jay and Barth and Bob, Beth and Marty, the better opportunity we have to impact our martial arts industry for the best, for the best. So while you do that, put your questions in there because at the end of the show, we're going to choose a winner. And that winner is going to get a consultation with me. And I did one last time with Sharon, and she was tickled pink because they just moved to a new city. They opened a new location. So they're very happy to have my input, my learning to help them. So who's got the first question? What we got, Marco? I know we had a list of questions beforehand. You got any of those, Marco? Please go ahead and post them. And if you post those questions in the comments yourself, then you might win that hour with me. What you got for me, Marco? Are you there, Marco? How should I structure my membership plans and pricing tiers? I think if you can say Cheesecake Factory, I can't eat there. I pick up that menu at Cheesecake Factory and I just put it down and want to walk out. It's overwhelming. It's very complicated. And again, if what you offer is confusing, if what you offer creates that, it creates distrust. So that's the first thing I'm going to say overall. Take a look at your structure, how you structure your membership plans and your pricing tiers, and ask yourself that simple question. Is it easy for Joe E. Public to comprehend it? Number one. Number one, if you think of one of the top fast food franchises right now, In-N-Out Burger, they don't have chicken, they don't have salads, they don't have filet of fish. They serve burgers and fries. That's it. And they do amazingly well. So I'm watching a couple of school owners who do the 2 weeks free. But their whole focus is to convert you on day 1, day 2, day 3. The whole goal is to get you converted. And if you sign up before the 2 weeks, then the $20 you spent, for the 2 weeks will apply to that. And the enrollment fee of $150 will waive that. It's just smoke and mirrors bullshit. Can I say that? Can I say that? And so I would eliminate that. I definitely would eliminate that and take it out right now. So the other question comes is that whether you're in Manhattan or whether you're in Wichita, that a quarter pounder with cheese costs the same price. We're not talking about fast food. We're talking about an extracurricular activity that a parent's trying to decide, am I going to spend my hard-earned money on? Right? So I believe it's important not to outprice yourself. So you want to be very mindful. I would gather information from the other schools. And I know egotistically, no, you got to charge what you're worth. I understand that too. But for me, I think it's really important to understand what other martial arts schools are charging, right? More importantly, why? We are top tier in our community. I know that. Twice a week is $259. But my rent is higher. Everything's higher where I'm at. So be mindful of that. Someone said, well, you charge so much money. I said, yeah, but my rent's higher. Everything's higher. Don't outprice yourself is what I'm trying to say. But don't underprice yourself either. I think often martial arts school owners will underprice themselves, and I'm going to tell you why. I think at a heart level, there's this insecurity because you're not doing the work you should be doing. And what does that mean? Bettering your curriculum, bettering your team, bettering the customer experience. If I'm doing those three things consistently, which includes paying that team better, serving that team better, if I'm doing those three things consistently, we're now at a point where we have a 4% cost of living increase every year. Clockwork. And nobody bats an eye at it. Every year, we have a tuition increase of 4%. And we call it a cost of living increase. My rent goes up every year. My medical goes up every year. My insurance goes up every year. Everything. So it's tangible, right? And people get it. But if you sit there randomly and you increase your tuition, 20 bucks 1 year, then you wait 3 years, and I'm going to up it 50. That kind of haphazard intent is not good. I would rather have the consistent habit of raising the tuition every year. How do we do that confidently? Well, one, it's cost of living. But two, is we know we're constantly training our team. We're constantly bettering our curriculum. We're constantly improving the experience for the student and our families. And if you can do that confidently, raising prices will not be something that you're left, you know, in a place of insecurity. Cool. All right. So with that said, you have a twice a week membership. We all do. Some will do family discounts. We do no discounts, none whatsoever. It's very challenging for me if the first two people are full price and then everybody else in the family is free. Because when I look at that mat space, each dot, much like real estate, is worth something to me. So if every dot they're paying me $40 to $50 a class, I'm a happy camper. I don't want to have $50, $50, free, 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 $50, 10% discount sibling. I don't want that. I can't go to my landlord and say charge less for this area of my unit, right? Because I don't use it as much. Please. So I don't recommend any kind of family discounts at all. At all. It doesn't happen when we fly. We just went to Vegas. Nobody got a family discount. Nobody flew at a discount. I mean, it doesn't happen, right? Unless the child is sitting on your lap. So I wouldn't do that either. I really wouldn't. So those are my thoughts. We have once a week right now. I think it's 209 a month. Twice a week is 259, and three times a week is 279. Not a lot of gap because I want people training twice a week. That's the one I want them to lean into. So we've even positioned it sometimes where we promote the twice a week membership first. But make no mistake, the once a week membership I had a friend, Jonathan Hewitt at Life Keto. The minute he adopted my philosophy of a once a week membership, he blew up to 300 students because where that came from was my children's soccer was once a week. My children's swimming was once a week. And I went, why is that? It's what parents are conditioned for when it comes to children's activities. Make sense? Yeah. The challenge with that, and I know I'm going off on a tangent for a moment, the once a week students do not spar. They only do curriculum. The twice a week students are an A-B day. A-day curriculum, B-day sparring. That way, curriculum-wise, progression-wise, the once a week student and the twice a week student are doing the same amount of curriculum, so they still move through the belt ranking system together. But you cannot earn a black belt in our school unless you spar at some point. There you go, right? So I think that's really important to improve your retention because some parents are not cool with sparring. It's not what they want their kids to do. Cool? But we all understand the value of sparring and why it needs to be there. So you can't earn a black belt in our schools without it. Does that help? Does that help everybody? All right. What's the next question? What do we got, Marco? And everybody here live, tell me who you are. I see a lot of people sitting up there in the cloud. Say hello. Say hello. Say hello. Who else is here that hasn't mentioned their name? Because I'd love to give you a shout out. And if you have a question, remember at the end of today's show, we're going to give away a consultation with me on the phone. But you got to give me a question. What community events or sponsorship opportunities should I participate in? Um, any and all, any and all. I think what people tend to do, why it's such um a question, I get this from school owners all the time because you're simply fixated on what is my ROI, right? What is my return on investment? And so many people have came to me, Chris, the brilliant Chris Pullman. If you get a chance to talk to Chris, do so. He's an extremely wise man. And I don't ask Chris a lot of questions when I see him in Cozumel, but I'm always at the next table leaning like this, listening to Chris. I do. He's a very wise man, and he has a lot to offer. Ralph Hody. Oh, hello. You're back from Italy, Ralph. Excellent martial arts from Switzerland. Yay, Ralph, who I love so much, and I'm so proud of Ralph. To be able to help a school owner fulfill their dreams, and Ralph is living his dream. I am so grateful to be part of that, Ralph. I'm so grateful. And he's living his exact dream. That's the cool thing about it. Ralph is doing exactly what he set out to do. And I'm grateful to have been very instrumental in helping you achieve that. So thank you for being here, Ralph. Um, I think going back to that again is Gary Vee said this so well. What is the ROI on caring? Next week I go with Stephen Reinstein to do this presentation on stage in front of like 500, studio owners, dance studio owners. And one of my slides, I'm discussing community-based marketing. And one of the pictures is me holding two stop signs in the crosswalk. And my wife, who's brilliant, I'm going to give all the credit to my wife. She said to me one morning, put on your one martial arts hoodie and gear. So I put on a hoodie and a baseball hat, right? She gave me two stop signs. And she said, the crossing guard got sick. So you need to do the crossing guard at our daughter's elementary school. Okay, I can do that, right? It's not rocket science. I can do that. So I went out there for about an hour, did it. And then later on, the brilliant part of this, and this is where you never know, ROI. Somebody posted at social media on some group page of all these Millbrae moms. Here is the owner of One Martial Arts taking time out of his busy day to keep our children safe. You can't buy that type of publicity, folks. Because if we understand, and Stephen has shared that with me passionately, I know we build websites to get leads, but if only 67% of the people coming to my website are ready to give that information for the lead, then I want to make sure I balance that website. It's the same thing here. If I know you're not ready to buy martial arts, why am I going to sell it to you? Why not position myself and plant seeds for a potential long-term relationship? So when you're looking at these community events, I would be mindful that my goal is to position my business as a giver. That is my purpose. Yeah, Kim is a beast. My wife is a beast. Another slide, and I'll run off on that tangent for a moment, Monique. She said, I'm working the snack bar at the Mills football. And I'm going, Braden doesn't play football. She goes, yeah, but I'm on the athletic booster club and I'm volunteering my time. So I'm sitting there and I'm just watching this game. And then I walked up and I'm standing against the fence looking at the snack bar. And they're slinging nachos and whatever. And I look, you had the superintendent of the school district, you had the principal of that high school, you had a PTA president, and another booster mom, my wife Kim. I'm going, that is brilliant. She has a captive audience with the superintendent, with the PTA president, with the principal of this high school. We know how hard it is to get into these schools. We know that. I'm just going, damn. She's just being human, slinging nachos. You with me? So when we break down our marketing, you have donating your time. Honestly, that is the easiest way in, people. If you're willing to show up for the e-waste event on Saturday, which we've done, wearing one martial arts gear, taking monitors out of trunks and things like that. You're going to be hanging out with people that are council members, PTA parents. The average parent isn't going to volunteer their time for that. So, but the goal is you're planting seeds of relationships. And someone said, that's a waste of time. There's not even students there. I said, it's not the point. It is not the point. So the number one way to get into the school systems, donate your time. Donate it. Donate it. We get texts all the time through the school district, because my wife is part of that. She joined the parenting, whatever. We need people to volunteer for the school dance. We need people to set this up. We need people to do that, and I know you're looking at ROI and only have so many hours in the day, but I'm here to tell you, if you endear yourself to that community, the potential of what you can do is unlimited. Unlimited. What is Jason saying? Community-based marketing can open the doors to your school, to the district, because they see you giving and not wanting to sell. Our schools call us. Yeah. Yeah. And that's where I came up with the cotton candy machine. And I know some people liked it. Some people thought it was, not promoting health. But that cotton candy machine can go more places than a demo team ever can. Ever can. PE teacher of the day. Go more places than that ever can. We do back to school night, right? We do International Food Day. We even did a bike safety rider event at a middle school where they were tuning up bikes and practicing on an obstacle course and, giving out free helmets, all this stuff for bike safety. And we're out there slinging cotton candy. Branded, one martial arts everywhere, QR codes on signs to scan for day camp, after school classes. It's there. But our primary purpose is to back up the event with cotton candy. You with me on that? So when I came up with that idea, it's been monumental for so many schools because it's just an opportunity a demo team will never get. Never. Never ever, never ever. Never ever. And that's how I wrote the book, The Adventures of Bray and Tay on Focus. Jason's been brilliant at this. He goes into the schools and reads it. The reader of the day, everybody wants that at elementary schools. Karate teacher is going to teach my kid how to punch somebody? Not so much. Not so much. So when we go in to do reader of the day, one martial arts t-shirt, black Adidas sweats. That's it. No big deal. And we do reader of the day. We donate a copy of the book to the library, and every kid in that room gets the student parent discovery sheet, coloring sheet for focus. On the backside, it says, thank you so much for letting One Martial Arts be reader of the day. And there's a QR code they can scan for a complimentary class. Again, soft sell. I'm really, really big on the soft sell. I am really, really big on the soft sell. So it's again, once you take off the table, what is my ROI? What is my ROI? What is my ROI? Everything changes. And when I really witnessed that one time, I took my son, it was a Ninja Turtle movie, was out or something, and we're walking through the lobby, and there's this demo team, right? And this guy with a freaking clipboard came at me and Braden in a beeline. Whew. You ever think about martial arts classes? I'm like, dude, I want to get popcorn, water, and my kid needs to pee. That's all I need to do right now. And so it was a huge miss because it was very intrusive, but even more so, it was inconvenient. You got a 4-year-old, he needs to pee, he's got to pee, right? So it wasn't a very good first impression, but I know he was told by the school owner, you're here to gather leads, right? And that's why the numbers game at those events, you might get, I had a friend, he did it in Germany, 800 leads. He was so proud of it, right? I think 50 book trials, 20 showed up for the actual trial, and 2 converted. And he was just appalled by it because I think that event cost him for the booth and everything. And to be there was like $1,000 it cost him. But I said, hey, you got 2 students. If they stay for 4 years, it covers itself and then some. And so I really worked with him on repositioning that. Be there. Be there to create an experience to back up Ninja Turtle, right? Let these kids break boards. Let these kids, twirl some nunchucks. Let these kids be, Michelangelo for a minute. That would be more engaging and in line culturally with the movie that's premiering, right? Not some guy with a clipboard blocking my way when my kid's got to pee. You with me? So again, the ROI needs to be taken off. Let's see what Virginia's got to say. Ideas for audience involvement presentation from stage for kids fun fest event. not like a regular demo. I love it. I love it. I love it. We have one coming up. We do it every year. It is the Art and Wine Festival. And we put a demo team together, and I load that thing up with yellow belts. There's nothing more endearing when a parent can watch their kid up there. It is so cool. Yeah, we'll have the black belts and stuff too, but we make sure to balance that. So how do we start that, Virginia? Number one, we have music playing. We get there 15 minutes before our turn. Music's playing, and we have the bubble machine. Yep, that bubble, because every kid loves bubbles, right? So they're down off the stage. Bubbles, 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 bubbles. Music, music, music. And we're announcing, hey, in 15 minutes, we're going to have one martial arts. And, you guys get to participate and break boards and earn really cool life skill badges like this focus one, right? And then we do an excellent kids class. I have 4 parents on stage that are regular excellent kids parents and their kids. Then down on the bottom, Virginia, we literally have 50 families from the audience come up. Everybody gets a red square target, and we go through the best of the best excellent kids drills. And at the end, everybody gets to break a board and take it home. And everybody gets a student parent handout with a coloring sheet on the back and a focus badge. Boom. And that parent's sitting there for the rest of the time going, I just watched some girl sing a really bad version of Celine Dion for the past 30 minutes. My kid just had a time of his life playing with bubbles. I got this cool, when they get this focus badge. It's just a whole different thing, right? Different, different. And then we do a short confidence building workshop for bullying. And again, my goal is to get a couple of kids up on stage that have never done martial arts. I ask for volunteers. And then we do confidence, stop, right? Or I will tell the teacher, and then they get to break a board. So see those type of things culturally, and I think that's where the ego comes in. We believe a good show is the guy doing the tornado kick and all that. Not no, it's a community thing, and it's a fun fest. So you want to involve as much of the audience as you possibly can, as much as you possibly can. And to watch this kid go from zero to hero in a confidence building workshop where they're leading the class, Virginia, it's amazing. See, but again, I had to check my ego, and it's not about me. It's really about serving the community. And if they give you 40 minutes, a demo team can't be up there for 40 minutes. They're gonna be dead tired. So to space it out with things like that, super powerful. And then of course, at the end, we go through all the kids. We start with our white belts, yellow belts, and work through, and we do about a 15-minute demo. Yeah. And that's it. But again, creating that environment that it's interactive, that you value the community that's watching and involve them is just the best. Got to get a lot of boards though, not rebreakable, okay? Get the really thin boards and be ready to go through a lot of them. The kids just love it. They just love it. Does that help? Does that help? Put that in there. Hey, Letitia's here from LC Accounting. Hey, my sister. How's it going? Don't tell her what we were saying about her earlier, okay? Don't tell her. Jason Smith. If we focus on telling the story so the parents can see their child as the hero of the story, they can be successful. Yeah. And that's Jason's slogan, be successful. You hit it. You hit it, Jason. When I read that book on story branding, and I don't remember the name offhand. Let me see if I can find that. Building a Story Brand is the name of the book. Building a Story Brand. Wonderful book. Just a wonderful book. And it really taught me, Star Wars. Who's the hero of the story? Luke, right? And then who's the challenge is they got to beat the resistance. And who's the hero to help them get it done? Yoda and Obi-Wan, right? It's the same thing here. So you're right, Jason. When we bring this kid who's never done martial arts up there and they're just shining and they're this hero and their parent didn't even anticipate or expect that, you just won everybody. Everybody. When that new parent, and we know attrition's really high between 0 months and 18 months, right? And that kid's up there, month 3 student, month 6 student. That parent's looking, look at that. Look what my child's doing. So you're right. I understand that. That's why when I see people's websites and at the top of the website is the instructor kicking, I challenge them on that. And I say, well, I understand you're the teacher here. Um, Yeah, Virginia, I just gave you enough for more than 30 minutes, but you can see it, right? You see all of it. You see all of it, all of it, all of it. And are you going to have a booth? Are you actually going to have a booth? I was thinking about this the other day. Stay with me. The goal is I want people in my booth, right? And somebody laughed at me and they said, this has nothing to do with martial arts. We had a face painter, a balloon twister, a bubble machine, a cotton candy machine, a coloring station. And they said, what the hell does this have to do with martial arts? Right? They came up to the booth and they were pretty adamant. I said, you know what it has to do? Investing in relationships. And the longer parents and kids stay in my booth, guess what? The better opportunity I have to plant seeds that will take root for a potential relationship. So if and when they are ready to enroll in martial arts classes, we are the only school they think of. You with me? Okay, good, good. So you sponsor the bounce house. I love it. Are they going to let you put a sign up on the bounce house? I would. I'll pull up and saying sponsored by Journey Martial Arts. You should freaking have a couple of, things made up and plaster that bouncy house, right? With Journey Martial Arts. But if you're going to have a booth, I know this is way out there, Virginia. I want kids in my booth. I know Jim's going to hate me for this. What would it be like to have Jim sitting there with his bass and letting kids come up and pluck the strings? It's a novelty. How often does a child get to touch a guitar or touch a bass, right? Yeah. Oh, yeah, because she's Journey Martial Arts. Put that one up. This is great too because Virginia is Journey Martial Arts. The kids get to plant seeds in our booth. It's a little science craft. I love it, Virginia. You're on point. You're on point. But what do people do instead? The freaking spinning wheel. Can we stop that? Stop spinning the wheel and give away a pair of glow chucks I don't even get that day. If I want the glowing nunchucks, I have to come to your school to claim them. Eh, Stop it. Because when I walk through these fairs, the bank has a spinning wheel. The window replacement has a spinning wheel. Everybody has that freaking spinning wheel, right? Yeah, the seed planting activity is more brand consistent for us. It is, but you want Jim hanging out in the booth? Why not? It's a new journey. Experience music with us. Why not? Why not? I would do it. I can't tell you how many times I used to do kids' things and I would have my guitar. Every kid wants to touch my guitar. They just would. Can I play it? Sure. Strum the strings while I hold it. Sure. Absolutely. But that could be fun. I don't tell Jim. He's going to go, man, what's up with that? So all those things. And what would it be like when you do that? I'm going to take you on a journey. We're going to go down a path. Imagine if you script out that whole 30 minutes on stage and you made a journey of it. Sure. Again, going with your brand and reinforcing that brand. I believe all of those things are great, Virginia. All of them. All of them are really good things. Yeah. Good. Good, 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 and double good. Next question. As you see, I'm huge on community-based marketing. Just to wrap that one up, we have a kindergarten meet and greet coming up at our school where I took the best of the kids love life skills, excellent kids like confidence. The kids say their name, and then in one of the drills in confidence in our excellent kids lesson plans, they walk up to another kid and they introduce themselves. That's one of the staple drills we do at this kindergarten meet and greet. Why? Because we're fulfilling the benefits and needs of what this PTA wants from us. That's for people to meet each other, right? It's a meet and greet. So, and then at the end, they all get a confidence badge. Another one we do is teamwork. If you take turns and you share, when you go to kindergarten, you're going to make more friends, right? So we hold the red pad, you kick it 10 times, I give it to you, and you kick it 10 times. And what we do is we rotate. So imagine parents on the black dots with the kids, rotate to the left and across. So that way they're getting to meet every kid there. PTA does a speech at some point as well. We break boards at the end, and it's all about wow. But I would never have anybody walking around with a clipboard at this kindergarten meet and greet and totally tainting the purpose of the event. We are the support cast, but strategically by awarding badges, right? And in the back room, we have a coloring station with our coloring sheets out there. And on the back side is a QR code that says, hey, thank you for being here today for the TK Kinder Scan this for a complimentary class. So it's there, but it's done subliminally, right? So we have a kindergarten meet and greet, and it's probably late in the game for a lot of you, but I've been saying the kindergarten meet and greet for the long time. It serves two purposes. One, schools aren't open yet, so they can't get in the school to do this kindergarten meet and greet. So they love the fact that you're offering your school up and it's available to them. Two, Two, you're really creating an environment that fulfills their purpose. It would be so awful if we're up on a mic every 10 minutes going, and if you sign up for martial arts classes today, we'll throw in a free uniform. And da 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 da, you know? Oh, Lord, stop it. Stop it. So we have the kindergarten meet and greet. We had sponsored a baseball team, and they finished their season in June, but because of summer and all the vacations and stuff, they've waited until August to do their team party. And there's going to be like freaking 90 people there. It's crazy the amount of people coming to that thing. But it's just like a buddy day, right? They'll hand trophies to their coach and all that stuff. Say thank you for a great season. Thank to our sponsors, One Martial Arts. See, it's going beyond and above. There's businesses, pizza parlors who sponsor baseball teams, right? And they put their name here on the back of the uniform. And I figured in a given season, we get about 5,000 eyes on us. 5,000 different people will see us in these different baseball games. But to take it a step further, my wife has us go to a game with snack bags for all the players. We take pictures with the team. My wife goes a step further and we do a party, a celebration party for the team at the end of the season. We supply pizza and juice. You know, they bring whatever else they want. They'll be just like a buddy day. There are a lot of opportunities out there if you stop focusing on the ROI. You with me? Stop it. But are there lead generating events and are there retention events? Are there awareness events? Just like social media, when you run an ad, this is an awareness campaign. This is a specific, to get you to come in and try one free class. This is specific, it's the same way with community-based marketing. All right. Virginia's saying, I'm working on the local park and rec to allow GMA to sponsor a large community event where Jim's band plays. I love it. I love it. So I'm also working on that angle on the edge. Park departments, there's just a lot of red tape. It is. It is. But I think like anything, once you're in and they trust you, Virginia, they call us now, like Jason's saying. They reach out to him. But you've got to plant your seeds and be patient till your crops come to fruition. So many people give up because they don't get instant gratification and get a lot of students out of it. Your business is a long-term investment, as should these relationships be. All right, Letitia's saying, just some thoughts. My homeschool athletic lead offers sponsors to have a banner at all the games and a booth set up for one of our football games. It is a $500 investment, but with the potential to get exposed to over 200 parents, plus helping the homeschool community. The booth setup for the football games, I think the challenge there is they are there for a football game. So to get them into your booth and to hang out will be the challenge, right? And so how do I do that? Maybe you have a little tire and they throw a football through it in line with it's a football game, right? Sure. I mean, you can do a lot of different things. The goal is whatever you design with that booth, Letitia, make sure it's there to back up the event culturally, right? To back it up culturally. Maybe get one of those artificial, grass things with the 0 line, the 5-year line, the 10-year line, and they do suicides back and forth in 30 seconds, right? Right? And then at the end, you award them a fitness badge. See, something like that is more in line. Again, I want to support the cultural event, not simply try to get new students out of it. Does that make sense? Yeah, and we love the banner thing. We're on a baseball field, we get exposed to thousands of family. And people say, well, nobody looks at it. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They can't help. You're watching the game, there it is. We're trying to get on the scoreboard now. That's my goal. I want to be on the scoreboard permanently. It's going to be like a $10,000 project. But every time they look at the score, they see One Martial Arts on the scoreboard. You with me? Yep. Yep. We also had a martial arts school sponsor our end of the season barbecue. Yeah. See, now we refer his school to those interested in karate. Absolutely. Something as basic as that, right? By planting seeds, by serving the community, by giving back, right? Community-based marketing doesn't say get more students marketing. And if you can table that, I know. A lot of people don't want to hear that. But if you can table that and get rid of the clipboard and all that stuff and just serve people at a higher level, everything changes. I could see younger siblings wanting to visit a booth and do some karate activities during the game. Sure, right? Sure. Just like we do the Excellent Kids Tournament, Virginia, do one for balance. They earn the balance badge. They do this one for focus when they punch the pad through the ring. Absolutely. But there has to be value. So if I can give them a badge they can walk away with, if they can walk away with a coloring sheet with a QR code on the back saying, hey, thanks for coming by and courtesy, and they scan it and it goes to a, trial class, that's pretty cool. I like it. I like it. So absolutely. It doesn't have to be football oriented, but it could be, right? It could be. See, that's when the cotton candy machine came in. I realized not everything has to be martial arts based. Why? They're not there to buy martial arts. They're there to watch a football game. You with me? They're not there to sign up for martial arts, but they would love some cotton candy. So again, once I was okay with that, and that took a while. That took a while because I want to promote my school. I want to promote my school. But you know when that all came to a head? I'm going to tell you. We were in a department store called Nordstrom's. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Big department store. And they had this little platform, and it must have been 8 feet by 12 feet. And at the time, cardio kickboxing was really big. So on this platform, Virginia, was me, might have been Kim and Annabelle. And while people were walking around buying athletic wear in this department, right, and the music's low, we're doing cardio kickboxing. It was the most made no sense afterwards, but I think we're gonna get to promote kickboxing while these people shop. It's a shop thing, and it's a big sale, and it just was very, very awkward the whole time. So I recognize I'm looking for opportunities to support community events where I can best position my business as a business that gives back. That's it. Cool. All right. We still got a few more minutes. Put your questions in there. Um, how can I leverage social media to reach potential clients? Well, there's several ways. I think number one is making sure your social media message is consistent. And if it's be successful, everything should have it. Everything. Every post that I do has a link, a URL to our website. Every one. Every one. Right? And if you're posting a thing on Excellent Kids, have a link to your Excellent Kids landing page. If you're doing youth karate, have the link at the end of it. But remember, there's your friends and family page, which is stuff that never is seen by the Joe E public. And there's your One Martial Arts business page for us, right? So I post things there and they're URL heavy. And if it's at Instagram, we say the link is in the bio, right? The link is in the bio. Another thing we do with social media is you see where you can post, the stories there, highlight. So we'll do a post on Excellent Kids, and it's really kind of like a mini landing page. It explains the program, all that stuff. And then in the comments, we'll put a link directly to Excellent Kids. Then we highlight it. So if you look at my Instagram page for One Martial Arts, there's a little circle for Excellent Kids, youth karate, teen karate, adult karate there. And I got that from Kin Creative. They taught that to me. So if you can find it, Marco, and pull it up, please do so. So I think that's the most important thing is make sure your brand message is consistent. Super consistent. I saw a guy the other day and I was just overwhelmed. He was a martial arts instructor and they had just finished some big tournament. I don't know what tournament it was. And this guy is just freaking sucking on a cigar with a drink in his hand, going, I'm all done. And he's just this thing. And I don't know if it's any worse or better than cotton candy, but it just was kind of, for me, a little alarming. It was a little bit alarming. So I want to make sure that I go through all of my social media, delete everything you can that's irrelevant, and then make sure you're consistently. And that's why using the Meta Business Suite is fine. If you like Hootsuite, that's fine. But when you do a post, the post is at Facebook, the post is at Instagram, the post is at Google. I think people don't leverage their Google page enough. And hopefully everybody here has their Google page verified. You have it's yours and you're posting just like you do social media. Just like you do social media. You're always batching in photos into Google. You're always working on reviews in Google. You're always doing updates of when you're closed, all those different things in Google. Google likes it. They don't want you to just have it and it's static. It can't be a static page. It loves new content. That's how it's geared. So if you're constantly updating your Google, adding exterior shots, that was a huge one. I'm going, do you realize More people have driven by my school than they've ever been in it. Think of a daily life. More people will drive by your school than be in it, right? So putting a nice exterior shot. So when they find you Google, they see that picture of your studio right away. Using the little pin drop at Google. That's important too, because it shows you went the extra mile so people can find you easier. Google loves all that. Keeping your hours the same at your website, the same at Google, the same at Facebook, the same at anywhere is important as well. Why? Inconsistency creates confusion. Confusion breeds distrust. And Google don't want to be not trusted. They're not. Super important. So if you haven't done that with your Google page, please do so, right? We have a QR code that sits in our schools. If we've earned it, please feel free to leave us a 5-star review. You scan that QR code, it goes right to Google reviews. So again, making it accessible. Another way we leverage social media is when we do things like the holiday event in our school. We have several selfie stations because they're popular, right? And the different backdrops of holidays. We do Kwanzaa, we do, Hanukkah. We have all these backdrops. And for everyone you take a picture in front of and post it social media, you get one ticket every 15 minutes. We're drawing for Trader Joe gift cards, Targets, perfect for around the holiday, right? Grand prize is a week of camp and a week at a birthday party. And then if you scan our QR code for the Google review, we give you 5 tickets. So we do that at those events, and you'd be amazed how responsive people are. That's another way to leverage social media. I'm okay. We have a couple people in each location that post constantly, right? We're in the middle of summer camp. So I'm good with that. I'm good with that too. Getting the right people who get your brand message, posting for you on a regular basis. Very, very cool. Very cool. Your website. Write your own blog. Don't use some AI generated blog because the algorithms see that it's not yours and they'll see that same blog at 1,000 different martial arts websites and it doesn't help your ranking. So you want to write content. So I do an active blog every month at social media that goes into our e-newsletter as well as it goes into our website. I'm always changing the header by 1 or 2 words. I'm always updating photos. I'm always looking for ways to improve our website. So Google looks at us as a dynamic website, somebody that's active in the website. Google loves that. A static website, set it and forget it, doesn't work. Doesn't work. Yeah. Yeah. I think the Booth Virginia definitely for at a football game can provide. Again, what is the purpose of that booth? Right. And it is, I remember when I was doing the Disney US Open thing. And I said to the promoters, I said, do you realize you have 1,000 competitors? Yes, we do. But do you realize you have 3,000 spectators? So I set up a decathlon, right? One was focus, one was teamwork, one was fitness, one was balance. They went through this course, they paid $20. They went through this course and they earned the merit badges, right? Focus, balance, teamwork, and what was the other one? Fitness. And then at the end, they got a replica medal that was made of plastic that the kids were earning in the tournament, right? So I get you on that, Virginia. And like I said, we did that at the Disney thing um, for a number of years. I did that at the Disney event. So we got 6 more minutes. Let's wrap this big dog up. Mark will figure out who won the consultation time with me today. A lot of thoughts. I love the narrative. I love the interaction. I love the communication. What do we have coming up? It's Time Live Purpose, right? In November, you know, I always promote the 4 days because that's where the magic happens. The 1 and 2 day is good. Don't get me wrong. The 2 day, you have Dave Covart Instructor Boot Camp. You get to watch classes and understand why we do what we do and generate $2 million a year. Sunday, we are in the martial arts business, so we cover marketing, systems, staff training, all the crucial key points that you need to be successful. But when you go into that 3rd day and it's all personal growth and development, that's where people cry. That's where people have breakthroughs. And then on Tuesday, where we put it all together and design an action plan and find accountability partners and do wealth building with Sam On. So it's 4 days that I really believe covers everything. And someone said, well, I can't get away for 4 days. I said, more the reason for you to be there. more the reason for you to be there. So it's only 20 school owners, 4 days. I'm encouraging you, get signed up now. The link for the hotel is there. Please book your hotel spot because I think there's some Salesforce gig in town the same weekend. And so that hotel gets booked up. It does. Even though we're in Millbrae, they think booking a hotel in Millbrae is going to help them in San Francisco. It doesn't. But they tend to stay there because it's such a wonderful little boutique hotel called the Millwood Inn. Please get booked today. And as you can see with that, I mean, we try to offer you learning that I believe can really move the needle. I don't want to give you a fish. I want to teach you to fish. And when I see somebody like Virginia cultivate this amazing brand through her own vision, Journey Martial Arts, it's just, I love it. I love it because then you take ownership. And to be a successful small business owner and entrepreneur, you need to take ownership. You can't be a white belt forever in a lineup looking to me or some other consultant going, how many push-ups to do? And so I love it because when I work with people, that's really my objective. If you have to stay with me forever and go from my silver to my platinum to my mega, mega mastermind, I fail. I fail completely. I fail. So in the work that I do, it is really my goal to teach you to fish. And as Marty and Beth and Sunjay and the people in the It's Time Group Mentoring will vouch for, we're having so much fun. And the It's Time Group Mentoring, we're in your back pocket, me and Monique and Marco and Jason, and we're just there, we're there, we're there. And it's a powerful program too that's taking shape, and we're getting our reps in, and we're confident to offer this to other people in the industry now. So put the link for that, Marco, as well. I want to thank my sponsors, Tusaw, who supplies uniforms and equipment to the Olympians, and they're coming up in Paris. Market Muscles, simply the best in websites. My Studio, CRM system, unparalleled. Kids Love Life Skills, I see Virginia's orders coming in all the time. Jason, being a life skills educator is what separates you from swimming, football, everything else. So get Kids Love Life Skills. LC Accounting, as we said in the beginning, Letitia's a good soul, and she's helped me stay on a path of growth to not only be responsible fiscally in everything that I do, staying within budgets and all the rest, but to also accomplish my goal of saving for retirement, college, all the rest, as well as taking good care of my team and giving back to the community. Yeah, you should be proud of your brand, Virginia. You should be very, very proud of it. Yeah. Yep. Cool. All right. 2 minutes. Any burning desires to take us away? Anybody want to add 2 cents in there? I'm going to ask you to subscribe to our YouTube channel for this. Success Never Sleeps. Oh, the big winner today is Virginia. There you go, Virginia. Yeah, you had a lot of input in today's show. So you get a consultation with me. Just reach out. And when you have all your questions and ducks in a row, feel free to put it together and I'll be happy to answer all your questions. I love brainstorming. Everything I love about ideas, they're free. We think, we cultivate. Doesn't mean we're going to act upon them, right? Because some ideas that fall to the wayside and I never visit them again. But I think half of being successful is being unafraid to have open discussions to help better what we do and fulfill our brand promise. Cool. So subscribe to my YouTube channel, Success Never Sleeps, please. Subscribe to the podcast at Spotify, Apple. It's so much good information there. There's literally 8-9 years now. And it's one of those best kept secrets that more people should know about. I have people building, very successful martial arts school businesses. They've never even met me. They just are dedicated to coming to the show, watching the reruns, watching all the shows, developing action plans and all the rest that I offer. And that's part of what it is. You can only keep what you have by giving it away. And that's what Success Never Sleeps does. Please follow me at Instagram. Do go to brannonbeliso.com. You can sign up for It's Time Life Purpose, our group mentoring. You could book a phone consultation with me. All of it's there. And then join our disruptor group. Yeah, join the disruptor group because that's exactly what it is. It's free thinkers, new thinkers that are trying to create their version of success. And I'm very proud of that. Cool. I'm Brannon Beliso. This is Success Never Sleeps. Until we talk again, please, 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 you go out there, live your best life.